the most part, over the last few years, if you've been in the self-storage business, all you had to do is open your facility or make sure the gate worked, and you were over 90% occupied. Those days are going. As more space hits the market and as this industry gets more sophisticated, consumers are going to have a lot more choices than they used to. Is your facility going to be the one they choose? Let's talk about that today as we talk about the customer journey. So my name's Mark Helm, and I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage. And I support the small investor who wants to get in the self-storage business or who wants to grow their self-storage business, strategically do so in a way that creates true wealth and a fulfilling career. And this episode is brought to you by the Quick Start Academy. QuickStartAcademy.com or SelfStorageQuickStartAcademy.com has all kinds of training specifically designed for the small investor, free and paid for, that goes into a lot of depth. If you want to learn more about how to get in or grow your self-storage business, that is a great resource, along with Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, where there's all types of training there. So as the market gets more sophisticated and the market grows, consumers are going to have more choices. Said another way, we're going to have to earn the right to have customers rent from us at our self-storage facilities. And also, just because you have a customer doesn't mean you're going to keep that customer. Our company has an entire marketing campaign designed to get customers out of facilities and into our facilities. And we're not the only ones. So you have to earn the right to have and keep a customer today. So what's the best way to do this? Well, there's a new buzzword in marketing today called the customer journey. And it's not a new concept, it's just a newer term. But what that means is, as owners, we have to know the experience that the customer has all the way through the process of becoming a prospect, becoming a customer, and even as they complete being a customer with us. In today's world, the experience that the consumer has is what drives marketing. So as we study the customer journey, what we're studying is the experience the customer has at each touch point, each place that they interact with you, your facility, or your brand. So today we're going to talk about your customer journey. And how you do that is you look at all of the touch points that a prospect and then a customer has with your company. And it doesn't stop once they sign a lease. Remember, we have to earn the right to not only get the customers, but to keep the customers. You know, your customers have to enter your facility every time they go to their unit. What is that experience? What's going through the gate like? What's opening their door like? I mean, we get that granular. What's the experience of opening the doors of a unit at your facility? See, at any point along the way, there can be a breakdown. And when there's a breakdown, that's when customers become unsatisfied. And when customers become unsatisfied, they're open to change. So how in the world does a small investor like us begin to map out and explore and adjust the customer experience that your customers have or are going to have in your projects? Well, let's start with where your new leases come from. As we've talked about many times before, we track, and I highly suggest you do, you track where your customers come from as they come into your facility. If you're getting into business, use national data that you can get in the Self-Storage Almanac. But if you're into business, track it. So I'm going to take a random facility, and here is last quarter's new lease information. This is where it could start for you. This is how you be responsible for the customer journey. Go through it from start to finish and make adjustments. You know, we have customers come in from many different avenues. So if you look at our tracking form, what you'll see is between referrals and past customers, we're getting at this facility over 30% of our customers come from either there or someone they know's interaction with our company. And that's good. I'm sure you've heard said many times that keeping a customer is a lot less expensive than getting a new customer, and here it is in black and white. I mean, we pay a $25 referral fee to get new customers in the door. That is, referrals and past customers are the lowest cost for getting new leases that you have and that we will have. And then you can see drive-by and internet play a big role. Drive-by, what does the facility look like? What is the experience when they pull up? Is it clean? Is there parking? Is it easy to figure out where to go and who to talk to? What does it look like as the gate opens? What's the customer's first experience when they walk in the door? Who greets them? If they're interacting with a kiosk, is it easy to see what to do at the kiosk? Is there good signage everywhere? Do people feel safe when they first stop at your facility? And then the internet, boy, that's a big place today, isn't it? I mean, you've got websites, you've got Google. If you're like us, you've got ads, banner ads, you've got Facebook ads. Each one of those is a touch point. So I would go through every single touch point that your company has and view it from the eyes of the customer, not the eyes of an owner. What is the customer experience as they click and go to your website? Does it take a long time to load up? If they're on a phone, is it easy to read? Is it mobile friendly? Do you have a goofy stock image on your landing page when people click it? Or is your facility and colors and logo there so they will instantly recognize that they're at the right place? Go through all of those. Now, as an owner, we can't be adjusting everything at once, but continually go through every channel that leads people to your facilities and see what your experience is. Here's a warning though. Don't make every decision based on just your experience. What you want to see is probably going to be very different than what the average customer might want to see at your facility. Well, how do I know what the customers want to see? Here's a very novel idea. Ask them. You know, there's nothing that says you can't ask questions about as people sign leases or as people exit your facility and pay their last bill. There's no rule that says you can't periodically give a short survey to people asking them questions. That's how, as business owners, we know what the consumers want and what the consumers are thinking and what the consumers' experiences are as they interact with our brand. So here are some of the touch points that, as a storage owner, we have with our customer. As people find out about our facility, either through the internet, driving by, referrals, phone calls, those are all touch points. What is that experience for the customer? As they come in and take the tours, as they come in and sign the leases, that's a touch point, a big touch point. What's that experience like? What do they leave with? Do they get a thank you for doing business with us? Do they get a handwritten card a day or two later that not only thanks them for doing business with us, but also validates the address that they put on the lease? As they pay their bill, what is the experience of the customer? As they enter the facility after they've rented the unit, what's that experience like? How about when they're getting ready to leave and give you notice? And how about when they exit as a customer? What's that experience like for them? And what is the experience like for them when they're no longer a customer of yours? Are you still in touch with them? Do they still interact at any level with your brand? Those are all parts of the customer journey that, as business owners today, we need to be responsible for. Look, if you're not going to be responsible for it, that's fine. Just know that other storage facilities are, and they will earn the right to work with your customers. So map out your customer journey, or if you're getting in the storage business, perfect. create your customer journey. That'll make a big difference in the upcoming years as we compete head on with some of these larger players for the same customer base. And let me tell you, it is not hard to outperform and create a better experience for a customer than these larger players. I love it when they're in my submarkets because I know we can beat them hands down. So thank you very much. My name's Mark Helm. I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Storage World Analyzer, our financial analysis tool. If you're not using it, explore it. StorageWorldAnalyzer.com, CreatingWealthThroughSelfStorage.com, and begin to map out your customer journey. I'll see you next week. Talk to you later.